Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me on this absolutely beautiful, gorgeous day. I think I've seen a couple of clouds in the sky, but yeah, certainly a beautiful Labrador day to be enjoyed. Well, welcome again. I'm Bob Jackman. I'm the teacher and virtues facilitator at the Charles J. Andrew Youth and Family Treatment Center located in Shashashi, Labrador. 0 cases of coronavirus in 18 days today, I guess. So that's really good. And of course, that means that we're getting closer and closer to reopening. So, that's a good thing. Of course, our live virtues pick. And the virtue I picked this morning for everyone is the virtue of cleanliness. Now, what comes to mind when you first think of the virtue of cleanliness? Well, wash your hands, especially with this coronavirus on the go. We're, washing our hands all the time and trying to keep ourselves clean. But really, that's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of cleanliness. So, let's take a look at the virtue from the virtues card here. It says a quote. This quote comes from, or it's translated by Lakota Sioux Chief Yellowlark in 1887. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes. So when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame. And appropriate little graphic they got here. They got a little cat cleaning herself, and of course we know that cats, kittens, really spend a lot of time grooming. Cleanliness means washing often, keeping your body clean. Cleanliness can be in your mind as well as your body. A clean mind means that you can concentrate your thoughts on things that are good for you. You can clean up your act by deciding to change when you have done something you aren't proud of, or when you have made a mistake. The practice of cleanliness. I keep my body fresh and clean. I get in the habit of putting my things away. I put only healthful things in my body. I use clean language. I ask God to help me clean up my mistakes. Cleanliness helps me to keep my mind and body clean. So how do we practice cleanliness? Our virtues guide says, now remember, of course, that the virtues that we study, we know adults should try their best to practice them. I know we all make mistakes, and we're always trying to be, I guess, better today than we were yesterday. But the best way for children to learn these virtues and to learn how to practice them is by parents and caregivers, all adults actually, role modeling and practicing that virtue themselves. That's the best way for children to learn. Why practice cleanliness? Keeping yourself clean not only makes you feel good, it makes you nice to be around. When you brush your teeth, you have a better chance of having healthy teeth. Maybe you won't have as many cavities, right? Cleanliness protects you from disease. Washing your hands after you go to the bathroom and before you eat keeps away germs that cause disease. Wearing clean clothing helps you look your best. When your home is clean, your mind feels clean and uncluttered too. You can find things more easily. A mind filled with pure and positive thoughts keep you feeling peaceful. Being willing to clean things up in your behavior, to fix your mistakes, give you happiness inside. Other people find that they can trust you. Without cleanliness, people get diseases, spread them to others, and smell unpleasant. When your home is messy, you cannot find anything and you feel ill at ease. When your mind gets caught in unpleasant and troubling thoughts, you get confused. People who use harmful drugs mess up their brains and lose the ability to think clearly. When you keep yourself and your surroundings clean, it keeps your spirit strong and peaceful. So how do you practice it? According to the Family Virtues Guide here, it says, at a simple level, cleanliness is washing daily and brushing your teeth. It is putting things away after you are finished using them and helping to keep your home in order. At another level, it is straightening yourself out, bringing yourself back to your best. Cleanliness means to remove those things that result in dis-ease, things that interfere with your well-being. When you feel the need, clean up your act. Besides cleaning your body, clean up your language. Straighten up your room and ask God to help you straighten up your life. Notice when unpleasant and unwelcome thoughts are on your mind. Try to understand why they are there and then work to replace them with thoughts which are good for you. Only put into your body things which will make you healthy, like nutritious food and drinks. Avoid putting anything in your body which could harm you. When you make a mistake, clean it up by deciding to change. Apologize if you need to, and then start acting differently. Wow, very, very interesting stuff, to say the least. Of course, the most important part of this for me today is the cleaning up the mind. Okay? I did a little video on gossiping and backbiting the other day. And I guess the part I didn't mention there was that saying negative things about people behind their back is one thing, but even thinking them is a problem. Because if you have these negative thoughts in your head, I'll put it bluntly, it rots your brain, okay? That's what it does. I mean, seriously now, how many of you have, and sitting on the couch and fuming about the way you were treated at the store, or, saying all kinds of things about the way somebody cut you off in traffic, or, on and on. Something you got at the restaurant didn't taste right and it wasn't done right. If you're fuming about those things, it's affecting your brain because it's negative. And if there's children around hearing you fume like that, they believe it's the normal way to behave, right? So again, it comes back to being a role model. We have to, not just say, preach things, but we have to practice them as well, right? And again, like I said, nobody's perfect, and we will always make mistakes. For example, I'll give you an example. I had a young fellow come in here one time, 4 years old, and he was using the F word. And it was F, and his dad said, oh, shh, don't say anything. Leave him alone. And of course, the tendency was to laugh and joke around about this. But he said, no, that's me. He said, I've been using that language, and now he's picked up on it. He says, I'm doing my best not to do it again, to cut out this F word. And of course he did. And the young fellow, I haven't heard from him after. But you see, if you make light of it and just have some fun at the expense of others, that kid will grow up using the F word as a normal piece of his language, right? So what do you want your child to learn? Well, that's what you have to practice as an adult, right? That's the way that works. So I thought it was interesting. But, doctors will also tell you that negativity in your brain makes you sick. It weakens your immune system. So an activity I have for you to do today, of course, is, I will tell you what it is now. Remember, Wayne Dyer said, you look for the light in people, as you look for the good in people, and treat them as if that's all you see. Well, the next time a negative thought comes to your head, not even spoken, but just in your head, comes to your mind about another person, flip the script. Recognize it as a negative thought and change it to something positive. You think you could do that? That's like homework, right? You have to practice it though. Because it's so easy to slide downhill. It's so easy to be saying negative things and bad things and swearing and using bad language. That's the easiest thing in the world. The hardest thing is avoiding it. That's the hardest thing to do. So that's a little bit of homework practice for you. I got something going on in my throat. Excuse me. I have a couple of quotes here. Let's see. Yeah, this one. This is by Tennyson. Live pure, speak true, right wrong. Right any wrongs. So live pure, speak true, right wrong. We do the best we can. That's all. That's all that's ever asked of anybody. Try to do the best that you can, right? Here's another one. Our eyes may see some uncleanliness, but let not our mind see things that are unclean. Our ears may hear some uncleanliness, but let not our mind hear things that are not clean. And that's a Shinto saying. We may see bad things, but it doesn't mean we have to allow our minds to get wrapped up in that, okay? That's another thing I want to point out too, is that you have to be aware of what your children are doing when they're online, because I think any of you know already that you just got to click a few buttons and you can be into some very nasty things on YouTube and I don't know, but Facebook, like YouTube in particular. And if they focus on these things and they go into these things, it can affect the way they think, okay? And there's, with the bad language and the things that they're seeing. And you will accidentally see bad things sometimes, but it doesn't mean it got to rot your brain. It doesn't mean you have to focus on that. And likewise, when you hear people using bad language, don't let it affect your brain, right? And that's what that quote is saying. It's really, really neat. Here's something you could do now in your family. Talk about physical health and hygiene. It's a very appropriate time to do that, right? A very appropriate time with the coronavirus. Talk about physical health and hygiene. And one more thing I'm going to ask you to do. How does it feel to be in a clean, orderly room? What effect does this have on your ability to think clearly? So that's one for you to think about. So next time you hear the virtue of cleanliness, you're not going to just think about a clean body, but you're going to think about a clean mind as well, okay? And I think for me, in this particular virtue, that is probably the most important thing. So I hope that has helped you in reevaluating some of the ways that we hear and some of the ways that we see and think and some of the things that we say, okay? And that helps to develop our character. It helps other people see you in a different light, maybe the way that you would like to be seen, okay? And above all, let's be role models to the young people. Okay, that's I think more important than anything. Let's be good role models, not just role models, but good role models to the young people. Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching again, and I look forward to speaking with you again at 10 o'clock on Friday morning. Until then, stay safe. No coronaviruses yet, and we don't want it. So keep your hands clean. Bye for now.